Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. As always, I thank you for coming to my channel. At this particular moment, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to title this, but I felt the need to post a video regarding what I'm about to talk about because life is a learning experience to me. And the more information and knowledge you have, the better off you are. And I really appreciate the older people that were in my life throughout my life when I was younger. Because I'm one of them people, I always listen to older people. Because I'm like, well, they've done this and lived through this, so wouldn't they be able to tell me what to prepare for? Instead, I can do it by myself. I don't want to listen to this, And every opportunity that I have on my channel, because it's not just about me playing guitar or bass. It's about passing on information to young folks, Because, again, I'm very thankful and appreciative of the people that have passed through my life and have contributed to the person that I am. And I try my best to summarize this. I don't want to make this real long. Regardless of wherever I am in this country, for the most part, I run into people that I know because I've worked with so many talented people throughout the entire country. And I remember when I was first courting my wife, and I used that word, courting, Now it's just hook up at a party. Next thing you know, it's the next day, and you just coming out of the motel with a woman you just met 7 hours ago. Times have changed. But we had went on vacation, and this guy walked up to us, and I know who he was, and he knew me. She said, "Dang, wherever we go, you know somebody." I said, "Well, I've been fortunate enough to work with people throughout the country." So I was taking her to the station this morning, and I ran into a guy that we go back to the 90s. Him and his brother, and there's another guy. And I've worked with a lot of rappers. By far, those were the most talented young rappers I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And throughout the years, when I'm back and forth from state to state, I would run into him, and I said, I'll be right back because I'm just going up to the train station to see you off. So I came back, and he was still there. So we chatted. We chatted a good hour, and as we were talking, when I first seen him, I said, how you doing? Man, I got a whole lot to tell you. I'm like, oh, boy. Because I could just see when I first was physically seeing him, he had lost a lot of weight. So I'm like, okay. And he was never a overweight guy. Actually, he was I won't even say average build. He was slightly, slim guy. And for him to lose even more weight, it's like, okay, something wrong. So came back from the train, talked to him. And first thing I noticed, because this got to be about 7:30 in the morning, he was drunk. And whenever you see someone drunk that early in the morning, they have a problem. I mean, it's not like the average guy on the weekends. He goes, release some tension from the work week, get a little toasted. We talk about in the middle of the work week, early in the morning, you're drunk, And he proceeded to tell me that he had brain surgery. And he said that what started it was somebody sucker punched him. His head hit the concrete. And I see some of these disturbing YouTube videos, people hitting people. And I told him, I said, you do this. Because I'm not paranoid, but I'm extremely cautious. And before I'm going to say what I'm going to say, I'm going to say this first. And this is something that most people, when I tell you, they say, man, I didn't even think about that, Morris, man. That never crossed my mind. Every time I leave my house, my cars are in front of my house. As I'm walking to my car, I scan the area for walking people and for cars. And if I see a car coming down the street, in the time that I would get to my car and have my back towards traffic, put my key in, and they're pulling up, that never happens because I don't want nobody behind me that I don't know. And then also, you got people that will, when your back turned, I'm like, no, what I normally do, always do, if I see a car coming or a person, I'm like, I just stay right here till that car passes my car. It's clear. I go get in my car. You know, most people don't even think like that, but I'm like, you're most vulnerable when you got your back towards the criminal or the person that's about to perpetrate a crime on you. Little things like that can save your life. And I told him, I said, rule of thumb, don't let anybody get past 6 feet of you and invade your space, your private space. When you see somebody walking up on you, you got a couple of options. Either you bag up to let them know, hey, I'm not posing a threat and you're getting too close. That's why I'm bagging up. Or I'm ready to throw down, which is usually the last alternative or option, or I run. Now people are like, well, why are you running? You're a coward. No, I'm not a coward. I don't want to place myself in a situation where I can get killed or I kill the other guy. Because my life now is going to change forever. You know, sometimes you got to kind of pre-think a scenario to say, what would I do in this situation? As opposed to you never thought about it, never thought it was going to happen, and all of a sudden you're thrusted in that moment and you got to react within 2 seconds, you know? Pre-think it out. It's like, what would you do if this happened? I'll do this, or I'll do this. You know, and he said he got hit twice on 2 different occasions. I said, man, don't let nobody get up on you like that. That's different. Somebody sneaking up on you, you can't see him, but even still, when you know you got a confrontation going on, I look around because I'm like, I'm making sure his boy ain't behind me or anybody else. And then I'm going to choose to do what I need to do to keep myself safe. You know, I don't let nobody walk up on me. I had a guy one time at a gas station. And out of all the days he picked that day to do this, I was already having a bad day. And I really have a really bad day, but I was having a really bad day. I was in the grocery store or the gas station, getting ready to pay for gas. I look up, he's right behind me. I mean, right behind me. I said, sir, would you like to back up? And we kind of exchanged words, and then I said to myself, it ain't worth it. What I did was I got out of line and got behind him. And some people are like, that's the punk move, Morris. No, it ain't. I'm trying to stay smart and stay safe. I'm not in a hurry to pay for the gas, okay? If you're in a hurry, you go right ahead, be my guest, you know? You got to put some thought to some of these situations that could put you in a situation where you can either get harmed or harm somebody else. Or even worse, harm somebody else that wasn't even involved in this thing in the first place. You pull out a gun, you start shooting, you hit the guy behind this fool, you know? And the guy you're trying to shoot, you don't shoot him, you know? But I just thought I would share that to say this. Please try to stay away from poison. You know, this is a temple. You know, some of us treat our cars better than this. When we hear a noise in our car, take it to the mechanic. Next day, first in line. You know, but when we start to put poison in our system and doing these kind of things, we just accept it. And I told him, I said, man, I love you like a brother. And you know that, you know. You and your brother, you guys were like my little brothers. Go get some help, man. Please stop this, because you just poisoning your body, man. Find another way to deal with your stress or issues in life, you know. Take that energy and put it somewhere positive, because you will always hear this when it comes to actors, when they're going through a rough patch in their life. Maybe they just went through a nasty divorce or just lost a very close family member, a brother, a mother, a father, or even their child. They throw themselves into their work even more so. You know, they're taking that energy and stress and grief and focusing on something positive instead of, let me go get a liquor bottle, or let me shoot some up in my veins, smoke a little weed, do a little crack, do a little heroin, you know. It's just going to make it worse. It's not going to make it better. And, you know, it's how many people, you know, I started doing crack and life got better. No, it didn't. You might get a moment of euphoric feeling, but once that's over, you crash and burn, and now you're deeper than you were before you decided to do cocaine or reefer or whatever. You know, because this whole legalization of reefer is some bullshit. And I say that, you know, it's different when you're doing it for medicinal purposes, glaucoma or medical issues, that recreational bullshit. And you say to yourself, how did we get here? Why did the government legalize this shit? Real simple. Money. That's it. They're not concerned about your well-being. They're not concerned about this is bad for your health. They're only concerned about making money. And the reason why they legalized because the people that was selling it illegally, they wanted some of their money. Like these dudes making millions and billions of dollars a year, and we can't touch it because this is illegal. Let's make it legal. And that's exactly what they did, you know? And it's hard to regulate. It's impossible. Situations where, and they have, these rules that say, okay, you can't do it here, you can't do this. Who's going to be there to tell them to do that, not do it, or arrest them, You drive it. Now you're allowed to smoke weed. Then you get in your car, It's all about money, But again, the message that I'm trying to send here today is protect this. Whether it's from outside forces, another dude walking up on you or driving past, looking at you, or the stuff you take in your body that that is poison and is toxic. The human body is so magnificent, and if most of us knew that, we probably wouldn't put poison in it. You cut yourself, the body works on healing it. No two people on the planet got the same fingerprints, not even twins. It's amazing. Sometimes you black out because your mind has went into overload. Just like back in the day, you had these speakers. You got speakers that can only hold 10 watts of juice, and you got a 60 watt receiver, and you try to send 60 watts through a 10 receiving watt speaker. And what happens? One of two things happen. If you don't have what's called a reset button, I think it's called reset, or you don't, when you run it through there, the speaker blow out. Or you have that reset button, it shuts itself down to keep from blowing out, And that's what the mind does. It blocks out something that they think is going to be traumatic, or it's going to be traumatic to your experience. The body is a magnificent thing, and you don't want to poison it. You don't. But I'm gonna sign off now, but try to do what's best for you. Drugs ain't good for you, Smoking ain't good for you. I'm gonna just say this and sign off. Almost 100% of the people that do these vices, smoking, drinking, almost 100%, but not 100%. Let's say 99% or 98%. The majority of those people started to do those bad habits because they were introduced to this by another idiot. No one wakes up one day, never smoked a day in their life, never drank hot liquor on a regular basis, and say, I'm going to start smoking for the rest of my life. I don't think nobody has ever done that. What usually happens is you go to a party or hang out with some dudes and, hey, take a pull of this. That's how this shit started. Hey, drink some of this. Snort some of this. It's always another idiot. And now you didn't join the idiot club, And it's not a club you want to join. Because most of those members don't live a very long life, I've known guys in their late 20s, 30s, dead now. Dead, buried long time ago because they start drinking. Cirrhosis of the liver, Let me just say this and sign off. What's the difference between Drano and liquor? Here's the difference, the only difference. If you drink Drano today, most likely you're going to die today. You drink alcohol for 30 years, you're going to most likely die. You're not going to die the same day. It's a long process, but you're going to end up getting there if you don't stop, So I'm going to sign off now because I could go on longer, as far as just this information. It's like, please protect this. Don't put nothing in this that shouldn't be there. Be always conscious of your surroundings. Don't let anybody walk up on you, especially in a hostile situation. They might not. Again, the sucker punch. You got sucker. They walk up on you. You don't think that they about to do anything. Boom. Don't let nobody walk up on you unless you know them. And then sometimes you still got to be leery. Because again, like I said, I don't let nobody walk up on me, strangers. Back it up, dude. Because you've invaded the space. And once you have invaded the space, I got every right within my legal means to protect my space. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to harm you or be the aggressor, I'm trying to forewarn you that you're getting too close. So therefore, you aren't going to get close enough on me to launch a punch. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And everybody needs to start thinking that way. I don't know this dude. Slow down, dude. Back up. Please back up. Because you invade my space, and I'm going to have to protect my space. Till next time, take care, and thanks for watching.